Was our roommate wondering what the fuck happened. It was not the cops, it was our roommate wondering what the fuck happened. Yeah? Have anything else to say, Sticky?
Sticky.
Yeah? Have anything else to say, Sticky? I have feedback. Me?
That
was feedback.
Sorry. I didn't know I was on there.
Why won't they let you walk down the block?
Is the feedback still happening, Monkey? Thank you for telling me. They wouldn't let my roommate walk home just now. Cause she's at the block. She's at the end of the block. It's ridiculous. All right, Potch. I think we're clear. All right. We're on.
Hi.
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 The feedback was me. Sorry, I didn't know that I was on there and I was watching your stream.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that I was live, and so I'm sitting here on my phone watching you, and it's delayed. So when you're going, there's feedback. I'm like, do. Oh, that's me.
I was like, I hope not. I'm like,
Pro streamer move.
Pro streamer. Oh,
I'm so excited to be here again, Waba.
Welcome back. Here to ask you some hard-hitting questions.
Ooh, yeah, hit me with them, dude. I love hard-hitting questions.
Because the answer is yes, but I want to know why. Because you like being asked why.
Yes, I do.
All right, buddy.
Favorite question.
I mean, again, we go from 2, and then you're just going to talk for an hour. It's going to be great. Probably more than that. You have time. I have no one after you.
Wait, you just told me I have time and there's no one after me. Do you want to sleep tonight? Because I don't.
Listen, but I have a stream at 5 p.m. tomorrow. I have to get to a vision appointment tomorrow at 10:45. All right, so I only have until 10:15 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. We'll go until then. I've been so excited. Like, this week has been just like, it's been fantastic. I'm excited. Thank you. I know I'm going to keep saying it for like the next 6 years, but thank you for even thinking that I was, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I guess important enough to you for you to ask me to be here. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, stream. Real quick, trigger warning for gun violence. So if you want to mute real quick. Do you know if someone was actually
There was no ambulance
hit?
or anything, and they don't have anything like roped off. They, they were just looking for like bullets and stuff. They didn't
Okay.
have, like,
So confirmed there was a drive-by shooting. The person apparently ditched the car in front of the EMS station that we have over there on that corner of that street there. So we don't know if there's injuries or not. That's what my roommate just came in and talked to the cops about. So they're interviewing everyone. So there's a drive-by shooting, and I don't know if anyone's injured, but apparently they ran off, and then someone else tried to like break into the car. I don't know if I heard that all right, but yeah, something like that. They try to break into another car or something. It's wild. Anyway, fucking wild that it could happen on this goddamn block, but Jesus.
That is probably the best intro I've ever had.
Yeah, Potch, what's up? We just experienced a drive-by shooting while stream was happening.
As long as you guys are safe, that's what matters. Like, I mean, the other people matter too, but I mean, I want to make sure you guys are safe. And if we need to reschedule because you guys need to get safe, let me know, because your safety is the most important.
We're okay, but like it definitely startled me, and it was in the middle of my first interview, and I was like, "What the fuck?" That was
Wait,
gunshots.
you heard it?
Yeah, I heard it. It was gunshots at the end of the street there. Yeah.
I got a story about that.
Life happens. Life happens while showing. All right. Before the story.
I got stories about so many things, but please go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
All right. How has streaming and content creation affected your mental health, and vice versa? How has your mental health affected your content creation and streaming?
I am a steel trap. Nothing affects me.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go in my room and cry for 4 hours. I'll be
Bye,
back.
Poch. All right. Well, that was great. That was Pochfad, everyone. My Discord broke now, and I can't even call him back. So I actually broke my stream. Fuck. Dang it. I broke the stream. I broke the stream, everyone. Shit. I broke my stream for a joke. Was it worth it? I don't know.
That was awesome. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, my chat thought something just like got broke in the background. It's like, no.
Nope.
That's
That was
gunshots.
getting hung up on. Oh wait, that.
Yeah, the gunshots.
Yeah, no, gunshots are scary, dude.
Yeah.
Gunshots are freaking scary. That I can attest to.
God, I don't want to point it out, but your cam keeps lagging.
Is it?
Yeah, every so often. Like there'll be a moment of clarity, and then it'll just like.
Oh, it jumps. What
Yeah,
the heck?
it jumps sometimes. It's doing it
Oh,
again.
what the crap? Maybe if I just hardly move, no one will notice if it jumps.
I'm noticing.
Remember to turn off stream elements and everything else.
I turned off everything.
Everything?
Everything. This is the only thing up besides my
Yeah.
sticky notes.
Just, walk right in, be toast.
Is the sound cutting as well?
No, your sound's fine.
Okay. I will literally try and hold perfectly still so no one will ever know when it jumps. That's gonna last like 8 to 12 seconds.
Yep, pretty much. All right, so how has streaming affected your mental health? Firstly,
How's it affecting my mental health? Streaming. Okay, so we've talked enough. I try and look at the silver lining on almost everything. Streaming has been very strenuous on my mental health, to be completely honest. It's very tiring. It's a feeling of, and I've even talked about this on stream. I can't tell you how many days in the past 3 years that I've been 2-3 hours late because I'm literally sitting here in my office going, nobody's gonna fucking come check you out, dude. You're an idiot. Why are you even doing this? And it just, I sit here thinking that. And then I finally just go, shut up. I go live. Somebody pops in and I go, I guess I was wrong. But for some reason, 2 days later, I'll be sitting here going, why are you doing this? You're an idiot. No one's going to be here. So that part of it has been an exercise for me to stop self-doubt, but it's been a very slow process. So the silver lining is I get to see, wow, I have a hell of a lot more self-doubt than I thought. But I can try and get past it, like that's a goal. I think that for the mental health has been the hardest thing is thinking that I'm, garbage. Like it's, and I it wasn't a thought that was in my head a lot before I started streaming. So
right.
it was an interesting thing that popped up.
I really wonder what it is about streaming that like makes us feel so like inferior and like makes us like think those shitty things about ourselves. Wizarders, you need. Thanks for the follow, by the way.
I honestly, for me, I think that it's because I'm putting myself out there, hoping that somebody cares about what I'm doing or finds it entertaining. And then that self-doubt pops in going, nobody will find it entertaining. You're not Markiplier, you're not Ninja, you're not, some other big person that people want to go see. You know what I mean? You don't have 15,000 people waiting for you to go live. Like that is a thing that, like, I start comparing myself to people that aren't even doing what I'm doing, right? Video game players and comedians, and I'm comparing myself to them when they've been doing this 3 times as long as I have and are in a total different bracket. For some reason that pops in my head, and I don't know why. You know me, I love why. So I still try and figure out why. I have guesses of why, but I think it's just the wanting to be good enough is that self-doubt. Like, I just want to be good enough. And
okay, but just to dive more on this, what would be good enough then? Would anything be good enough if you had 10,000 viewers consistently every single stream?
In my head now, oh yeah, that would be it. But I would put probably good money that there's only 10,000 people here. I'm not going to entertain these people. There's going to be trolls that hate me. Like, I wouldn't doubt that sits there if I don't address it now and start working through it now. I can see it being there 10,000 people strong. I can see it there 50,000.
What do you do to help alleviate that stress of, like, feeling like you're not good enough?
I hit the button. That's the biggest changer for me. Huge. Is hitting the button. I've started just to go fuck you to my brain. I've started hitting the button earlier than I'm supposed to.
Hell yeah!
Instead of sitting for 2 or 3 hours, starting at 1 o'clock, I started at 9:30 the other day. Just to go fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. I do. That's how I work with myself. And it's not a mean, like, fuck you, I hate you, because I don't hate me, I love me.
Right.
But when my brain starts doing that thing, like,
fuck the anxiety.
Then I'm just like, no, fuck you, I'm going to do it. And I'll literally sit there with my hand on the mouse. And right when I start having those issues, even if I'm not ready, I won't have my tea ready, I won't have my hat on, I won't have my art in front of me. I'll just go click, fuck it, you're live now, what you going to do? And force myself to do it. And
to face it.
I think it's been the biggest thing that's helped me go from, I'm just not going to stream today because no one's going to be here anyway, to I'm going to do it even if nobody's here today. Yes. That's a big thing that's helped me.
Doing it for you, right?
Yeah. And I tell people the advice all the time that are new streamers: go live and don't expect anyone to be there. I do that, but sometimes I have to fight with myself to do that. I go, okay, no one's going to show up, and it's okay. You're worth it to just go and do what you're doing. Go for it, and I'll work through that. But it's still there, like, putting yourself in front of people. It's different when you have an office job because you're an accountant. The only person you put yourself in front of is you while you're working with numbers, right? So you go there 9 to 5, you do your job, you go home. We literally are putting ourselves in front of people every time we go live.
True.
And there's judgment. There's not. It's there. It's
people are gonna make judgments, whether it's that silently or are in chat, and usually those judgments in chat get very quickly deleted.
And for me, being a graffiti artist, those are usually the trolly people like, you're not any good, you're not, boop. And the fun thing is, because I have, in my opinion, the greatest mods on the planet, half the time I don't even see what they say. I have to ask my mod, can you just, copy and paste it to me? Because I don't even know what the hell would happen.
Oh, do you have BT? I mean, if you want to see it, if you have better Twitch TV, because you use OBS, right?
Stream Elements. Yeah.
Oh, you use Stream Elements? Either way, I'm pretty sure for your chat doc, you can literally have, if you have better Twitch TV like installed on Chrome, you should be able to put a setting on there to say, like, see deleted comments. Also, as broadcaster, you should be able to see that anyway, but maybe not.
I might have it. I just don't know where to look. So what?
Okay, it's
what
one
Star
of the
usually
settings.
does? Yeah, because Star has everything in the mod.
The mod view.
Like, mod view. And she'll just copy and paste and whisper it to me, and I'll just pop it up and be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, good job." And I trust my mods. So if someone got deleted, you deserve that shit.
I found it on my chat settings. Just scrolling down, BTTV.
Okay.
Settings, and this is my OBS popped out chat. There's a thing here that says deleted messages, show deleted messages.
Oh, cool. Because I knew I do have the better TTV thing or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
it just popped up on my screen yesterday, going, "Hey, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So now I have it. I'll just hit that setting.
No hate to Maki, but I'm just gonna quickly use her as an example. Like I clicked her, I clicked delete. I can still see it here, and I can also click to show here as well. And it's like, she put emotes in my chat. I see. Which is awesome. We love Maki's emotes.
Just love Maki. Maki's awesome.
We do love Maki here.
I'm a big fan.
We are big fans.
Yeah, but as for mental health, like the negative side of it.
Actually, hold on. I wanted to ask something else actually as well.
Yeah.
Which is like, what other things have you done? Like, yes, you've hit go live to help tell your brain fuck off. What other things have you done though for yourself?
Most of the things that I can think of have been a very slow process. Because I've been doing this now for 3 years on Twitch. 3 years. Yeah, just about 3 years. It's been a slow process, but being more prepared when I come in really helps me. When I come into it's simple as a chaotic desk. I'm just like, everybody's gonna see it, even though you guys only see this little part. Nobody sees the mess around me. I used to, and I still do at some point if I'm done with my piece of art, and sometimes I even do it on stream, is I clean up and I put all my pins away. I have a nice pin set up right here and on my desk. I put everything away so that I'm prepared for the next one the day before, or if it's like a Friday before that Monday. I try and clean up everything and wipe off my desk. That way when I come in, I feel that I'm
Fresh
ready.
slab.
Yeah, like I don't feel like I'm playing catch up at the beginning. You know, I preparing myself, and that's something that most of my life has been survival. So I'm not preparing for things. I'm reacting to them happening, and preparing before my stream has been a huge change for my brain. I've noticed most of the time that I self-doubt, I'm sitting at a messy desk. And so preparing and having everything set up, sometimes even setting my book in the middle of the table, having everything cleaned up so when I come in it looks like you would think a professional artist place would look, even though that's not really what artist places look like. But
really? I feel like an artist place would look like all over the place. Just
yes. Yeah,
it
absolutely does. But it's that the tricks that I do so that when I come in, I go, I am professional. I'm the shit. I got this. And that slow change, and that's an ebb and flow. Right. You know, some days I come in and it's messy, and that's when I go with I'm fucking garbage. Like, why are people going to be here? Little things like that make a big difference to me. I'll just say to me.
Yeah. Hey, honestly, I mean, that's why I talk a lot about self-care and the importance of it, because we often forget about those little things such as self-care and forgetting about the little things and letting the little things slip by then make the hard things so much more tougher to deal with and handle and navigate. So if that's really important to you, keeping a clean space, it is important. I mean, I'm going to say it's important to you as well. Like, I would definitely agree with you, but even if someone disagrees, it doesn't matter. It's what matters for you.
Yeah.
If the clean space is important to you, then keep that clean space. You know?
And if it's not, then that doesn't work.
Don't.
You know, for you. You know, if
whatever
you
works
don't
for you,
care
it's
if it's a pigsty, go for it, you know?
Exactly. Here's the other thing, like, have you ever, like, tried to, like, logic with your brain at all and just be like, look at my last stream. Clearly, people love me. Like, people were here, and they're gonna be here today as well.
You know, it's
but it's hard.
Funny having arguments with yourself, right? It's funny admitting it because people are like, "Guys, nuts." Yeah, I am. So it's it's okay, right?
That's what you came for.
What's funny is that, and I bet you if I went back and looked at VODs, I would see the moment that it happened in my head on stream where I've done that. You know, like, nobody's going to be here. And I'm like, fuck you, Squigs will be here. Like, I can think of specific people, and Squigs, you don't have to be
Right.
here. This isn't putting pressure on you, but I know certain people will come through, right?
Same.
And
I get
I'll
that, and
say it.
it makes me feel really, really happy when I start seeing that number of people that I consider
Yeah.
in my mind like my core community members that'll be there for every single stream
Yes.
unless excruciating like circumstances happen. I know they'll always be there, and when I see them in chat, it just makes me so happy because I'm like, oh, they came back, they came back.
Right? Right?
Yay.
And that's what it is. Like Squigs, I have it set up that he puts, exclamation point squills and it plays a song. So even if I'm focused, I know he's there. Like I don't even have to look up. I know what song it is. I have it memorized, so I'll be trying to be like, yo, what's going on? And that's what I'm saying. Like I could probably go back and look at my VODs when before stream I was in my head going, no one's gonna be here. And then boom, that pops up. Moon's another one that has one. Zan and Faye, like different people that have a sound that it'll pop up. And I'll just be like, fuck you. See, people are coming through. You know what I mean? Like it. I don't say it because that would probably be very weird for the people that were in my stream. But in my head, it's just like, see there, And,
Yeah, and here's the other thing: like a lot of people are lurkers as well. Like majority of Twitch viewers are just lurkers, and we love them.
The funniest thing, I have all my numbers turned off, right?
As you should while live.
But one thing that I do have is I have my phone, and the reason why I do that, it's twofold. When I have my head down and I'm drawing, it's literally right in front of me. I don't see the chat, but I see it moving, so I know when to look up, right? So out of the corner of my eye, I'll see movement, and I know people are talking, like when I get into focus mode. So I'll pop up and be like, oh, hey, keep up with chat, because I love keeping up with chat. But there was one time that I went to look at something, and I went back, and I was beating myself up that day, and like during stream, just going like, you've been doing this for 2 years, there's maybe 10 people in here, like, really, are you growing? Right?
Are you talking to me? Because that's where I've been at. Like,
well, this is like, yeah. But I mean, so here's this, and the numbers isn't as much the thing as it is the self doubt. Is that I looked at something and I went back, and on my phone, if you tap it, the number will pop up. So when I went to my stream, it's like boom, to put it back on, the number popped up. There was like 56 people in my freaking chat, and most of them were lurkers.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like just pausing, going, oh hell yes, like my brain was going, oh, you got maybe 7 or 10 people in there. I look at the numbers and I'm like, fuck you, 50. You know what I mean? Like it's little things where I don't suggest looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
But sometimes they can help. I don't like to be number focused. I really don't.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie. When I see 50 people in my chat, I get excited.
Oh, I get excited for
excited.
you too, because I'm just like, shit, Poch is killing it today.
When I see 20 people in my chat, I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
20 fucking people came to, when I started my stream today, I set my phone down, 7 people were in here, and it was the first minute, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've only been a minute. Why were there 7 people in my damn chat? Like, it's a great feeling. I'm not gonna lie. That anybody that says, oh, the numbers don't matter, there's some truth to that, as in they don't for certain things. But I will not lie. When I see that in the first minute there's 7 people, when we're an hour in there's 20 people, when we're whatever in there's 30, 40 people, it feels fucking good. It does.
I'm glad that it helps
people
you,
are there.
because I know for myself I can't look at the viewer count while live. I can't.
I usually don't. It's usually an accident if it happens.
Yeah,
I don't
same here.
go,
Same here.
Like, how many people I need to know. But when it does happen, and I see that number's more than 3,
yeah,
I'm like, oh fuck, I did it. It's an exciting feeling.
For sure. Really, I mean, this is why I tell people, don't tell me how many people are watching. I don't want to know, because I want us to perform the absolute same, whether there's 1 person in here or there's 100 people in here. Because streaming at its core is a performative type-ish thing.
Yeah.
I'm still me. I'm still who I am as a person, who I say I am. I'm open to questions. I'm open to criticism, as long as it's valid criticism, But I'm just going to be me. And if 100 people want to watch me being me and us living our lives, then fucking great. Yeah. Love it.
Love it. Yeah, love it. And I think for me, it's a mixture. Like I would never have the numbers just on, because then you would watch them. You know, like if you,
Right.
I'm
Oh my
sure you get
God.
the email afterwards that shows you in a graph. It does. It goes like this.
God,
It
it
would
was
drive
real
me
funny.
bonkers.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
real
you're
funny.
saying?
I just thought about like this short that I watched that were like they were talking about big Minecraft creators, Tubbo and Tommy Innit. And Tommy Innit I think is like tip top one, the first biggest Minecraft streamer ever and YouTuber, honestly. He's getting up there, huge. But like he was saying to Tubbo like Tubbo was saying like, you know, I see sometimes in your stream like people like literally your view count will like drop by 1,000 or drop by 5,000 or something and then go up by 2,000. Like, how do you deal with that? He's like, oh, I just turn it off.
Yeah.
And then Tubbo very
Have
funnily
to.
was like, wait, you can turn that off?
Because the reaction of wait, you can turn that off. No,
Scary.
he's like, yes, please, let's turn this off. That's if you're basing your validation second by second on how many people people are in there, like the number count. You're not gonna that's gonna be your focus. You are not going to even be able to be yourself except for worry or elation. One of the two is going to happen. Like the numbers are going to spike, and you're going to be like, then they're going to drop, and you're going to be like, I suck.
Be like, oh, what did I say? Or like, the judgments happen.
Or if you turn it off, you just do you. You just.
All right. You know what? I have a question for you, Potch, only because it's you, and we have time. What has been your hypest, like, mental health, like, just in a very positive confirmation way? What has been your best moment on stream, and then what has been your worst moment?
Best moment is tough.
There's probably a lot.
Yeah, because there are a bunch. Like, finding one single best is really hard for me because I've been fortunate enough to have so many things happen to me that I'm just like blown away at the giving and the loving and the caring that people come through. You know, and I don't care if it's 3 people doing it or one of the things that pops into my head. Somebody saw that I was doing graffiti from some hugely famous person in Germany, and I got rated with 430 some people, right?
Wow.
And I'm sitting there, and I'd been streaming for a little bit, and I told myself multiple times when I'd get like because I'd had 50, 70, 100 people raids before.
Sure.
Before that moment. So I remember the first 50-person raid, I lost my shit, because I was used to 3 people. So I'm just like...
Right,
like chat's going breathe, and I'm I can't,
I still lose my shit. Doesn't matter the size of the raid, I lose my shit.
Well, and I think that there's a difference between like the way I lost my shit, at the beginning, compared to getting hype and excited and appreciating. Right. So when that big raid came through, I was doing something to where I was looking off a little bit. I remember this very vividly because it was a huge fucking moment for me, right?
Right.
I was looking off, doing something, on my desk. The raid song came on, right? So I knew I was getting raided. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw 3 numbers. I'm like, the fuck, right? And the first one was a 4, and I'm like, oh my god, right? Like, I'm like, don't look yet, don't be cool, be fucking cool. I'm pep talking myself real quick. Yeah. And so then I turn and I just start dancing with it, like, yo, what's going on? Like, it was a 2-person raid. And I did that because I wanted to, 1, be professional, because this is my fucking job, I gotta be professional, to an extent, Sure. But 2, to invite the people in to let them know, like, hey, this is what we do. Come on, hang out, chill, stay here. I want to keep you all here, so I'm not going to go all weird and crazy on you. Let's just talk. And, I think it dropped off by like 200 in the first minute, 2 minutes, whatever.
Yeah,
but my average for that day was ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, ridiculous. And that was one of the, high moments that I remember of hey, this is really cool. It was two guys that, I looked them up on Spotify, and they'd been huge on the pop, or not on the pop charts, on like the dance charts. They did like techno and house and some rapping and stuff like that for the past like 15 years. Like, these dudes were huge, and I'm glad I didn't know that beforehand, because then I probably would have lost my shit. Like, I found it out gradually, and then we listened to some of their music on stream when I calmed down. Well, not calmed down like went crazy, but as things calmed down.
Right.
That was a super high moment. That was a really high moment. Having somebody drop a 100 sub bomb, when that day they dropped that, and 4 or 5 other people were dropping 10 and 20 bombs. Like, it was a great day. Like, that day I did sort of freeze, and it was in elation. Like, I was very, very happy.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, I remember I just started crying, because I was like, I can't believe that somebody's gonna be this fucking nice, yet you are. You know what I mean? That's why, like, the other day with you, I was like,
it happened to me on Monday. I was going to say.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, no, trust me, you fucking, because it took me a week, 2 weeks to actually get it in my head that they didn't do that because they felt sorry for me. They did that because they cared. You know what I mean? Like, I was worth it to them. Whether or not I was worth it to me, I was worth it to them. And
let me tell you, I've told myself that every day since I've woken up since then. I've told myself that every day. I'm getting myself to believe it. So So I think the only thing that helps me in this is that I'm in a much better place mental health wise than I was like years ago. That I can definitely like say to myself and start to believe it really fast. Of just like, you know what? They did that because they saw the value in me. Finally, someone found the value in me. Like, this is the Twitch millionaire that I've been joking about the whole time. That like, holy shit, it actually happened.
Seriously, like that's that moment, because you have no idea what anybody has in their bank in chat. You have no idea what anybody doesn't have. You have no idea if they're 13 or 99 years old. You have no idea who they are. They could have Little Bunny Fufu as their name, and they're this 86-year-old big burly, bearded man that has $12 billion. Little Bunny Fufu doesn't spell. You have no idea, and that's a beauty thing about, like, that to me is kind of exciting. You're saying, like, so there's the highs.
Hold on, I have a question about the highs as well, because I thought of a better question in that, which is, has there ever, or have you yet to have a moment during streaming, and this could have been like in your early days, where it finally like kind of clicked for you? I don't know if this question makes sense, but like, when was that moment in streaming for you, if it's happened, where things kind of like click for you and you're like, wait, people are here for me, and I'm not just like a fucking phony?
So I will say that lately, it's gone from you're a phony 80% of the time to you're a phony maybe 15% of the time, which to me is huge growth mentally for me. Was there a defining moment? I couldn't say that there was a defining moment, because it's been so gradual. It's one of those things where when it happens and I think about it, I go, whoa, when did that happen? So, defining moment for that, I couldn't even tell you.
Okay, that's fine. If it's gradual over time, it's still awesome, though.
I think about it still, though. And I've thought about it now over the past couple of years. When I hit affiliate, if there was close to a defining moment, when I hit affiliate, I didn't think that there would be people in my chat at all, let alone to give me a 3 average. That there would be 50 people following me. That was sort of it might work.
Potch. Teacup, owl, camera, Potchy, phone, keyboard, headphones, glasses, cool air, Waba, Potchy, cats, tea, leather.
Got this, young lady. Got this. Remember to breathe while you're doing it. The neighbor kid messed with our door. The neighbor kid's...
the neighbor kid's messed with your door or something.
He's I would say 4 or 5 years old. He's little, and his mom has him always taking out the garbage, and he's doing silly things and banging on stuff. And he's a little kid. He's a little kid doing little kid things. Good star. maybe Star, maybe go to the bedroom, plug in the iPad, sit on you have that table that we got where you can sit on the bed and put that table. That end of the house, there are no neighbors on any side except for me. Maybe that'll be a quieter, safer place for you right now. It's okay to get up from your desk. You've done amazing today. You've done so many amazing things today.
Star, you are amazing.
Oh, that's thanks.
Megs, welcome in.
Thanks.
How have you been? Heck. Okay, so here's the deep dark part. What's the worst part? How's been the worst stream or worst moment?
Actually, the worst came when I wasn't streaming. When I wouldn't hit the live button.
Yeah.
When I would go to sleep that night knowing, and for lack of better words, in my head that I bitched out. I was supposed to be there. I told people that I would be there. That I set a time to be there. Mm-hmm. And then I came in here and was just like, "You're fucking garbage." And I literally, and I know this is something that I deal with, that I need to work on, and I know this is deep rooted past stuff, but I literally sat right here at my desk, looking straight into the camera without the stream on. I'm 2 hours late for stream. I'm angry, and I'm looking into the camera going, such a fucking idiot. Out loud, I'll turn everything off and leave. And I'll go tell Star, I'm just not feeling it today. I don't tell her how upset I am. I don't tell her how angry at myself I am, because it's something that I feel I need to deal with. I'll go into the room and I'll play a video game or I'll watch TV, but when I go to bed that night, I'm just like, you fucking bitched out, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, I will get really angry at myself that I don't get to anybody else. Like Star never sees this because I will never direct this at her. You know, like the anger that I feel when I do that is a deep-rooted thing that I don't do to other people because it's kind of vicious, and I understand that. I think that is my hardest parts that people don't see because I don't show it. You know, obviously I'm not on stream. Does that still
happen for you?
I think the last time that I literally spoke out loud was like, "You're a fucking moron," was maybe 2 months ago. So yeah, it's something that's less than it used to be.
Progress.
And that's what I say. Like, streaming has been really beneficial for me mentally. Like, really, really, there's more pros that have come out of this than cons by far. And it's made me face a lot of shit that I probably wouldn't have faced had I not done this, you know? So it's still something that no matter how confident I look on stream, which a lot of the time I am, I'm very just like, fuck it, this is me, this is what we're gonna do. There's been days where I've started streaming, and after I hit the live button, I'm still in my head going, fucking idiot for how late you are. Like, I'm disappointed in how fucking dumb. Like, I'm not, like, I don't mean to cuss so much this here, but I'm just being real of how I actually speak to myself. So
you're allowed to cuss.
Well, no, I mean that, but like I genuinely will be like, what the fuck is wrong with you fucking dunce? And it's not healthy. I get that, but it's something that, again, you know, went from 80% of the time to 15% of the time.
Kitten.
You're bringing a kitten in?
Yes.
Hi, big guy. I know it's glass. Is that weird or what? Is that weird that it's glass? Here, come here. I'm gonna grab you. You're good. You're safe. Here you go. Hi to everybody. Hi to everybody.
Oh, it's as small as baby Sky. I used to fit Sky in my hand. Aw.
I got you. I got you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's my face. And it's not like when I say this stuff, it's just because I'm being transparent. It's not the norm anymore. Like I said, this has been very beneficial for my growth.
Yeah.
But it's also like I say these things not like I never say these things to get a pity or feel bad for me thing. It's to let people know that maybe you're doing the same thing, that they're not alone. That you know, people go through this stuff, and you can get past you and overcome, change, grow, whatever term fits best to learn from what's going on and what happens in your head. Like, it is possible to do, but that people that you might not think go through it too. Like, I literally go through it, and I'm learning to manage it. I'm learning to be happy when I start streaming instead of doubting. Like,
I'm really
learning
proud of your
to
progress,
be free.
honestly.
I appreciate it. It's like I'm saying, like, since I haven't had the therapist that I had in Hawaii, this has been a great form of therapy for me in my head. Like, not anybody talking to me therapeutically, but me challenging myself and overcoming the challenges that I've put out for myself.
Yeah.
Where are you going, little one?
And I think the best thing about streaming for me as well is that your community that's stuck around for a long time sees that progress and can share that win with you together. I think it's a really cool thing. It's a really neat thing that it's like I kind of have people like low key, high key tracking my progress.
Right? It trips me out. Like, I've had the past 3-4 months, people come in and their sub will pop up, and it's like 18 months.
Right.
Like, whoa, like 12
like,
months.
What?
I think the longest one was 20, like 26 months, and I'm like, what's going on? And that to me shocks my brain to go, yeah, see, dude, people stick around. And then I'm like, oh my god, people stick around. Like, it's been over a year, and I make the joke, we had a baby because it's 9 months, or it's amazing.
It's about to be 2 years for me. I'm looking because my first and only first badge that I have left is on Patient Destiny.
Okay.
And he's at 20 months. I just /usered him because I was like, how many months are we at?
Nice.
Same, Megs. Same. I've met some fucking best friends for life through streaming, and that was Dante, says Star. Dante.
Hey, there's Z. Hey, Z.
Hey, Nora. How's it going? Welcome in. Hi, Z as well. Squiggles and everyone. Poch and I have met IRL, and it was incredible hangout. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was freaking awesome. Like, a number of people, including Squigs, freaking awesome. Anyway, flew over Oregon and then came up to Spokane, and I was geeked out. I was so geeked out. I was just like, oh my god. Like, I actually get to see these people in person and give them hugs. Like, there was a highlight. And it wasn't even on stream. It wasn't even on fucking stream, but there to me was a highlight because I've made friends that I don't foresee ever not having again. So like, that to me was a highlight, to be able to connect in a way. And it goes for me back to my ex that I split up with, very much alienated. So I'm not used to having that many friends around. That this has been such an opening for me to have fucking 5. There were 5 of you guys. 5 people come up and say hi to me from Oregon, from Ohio, from like different places, and I was like, I have friends. Like, this is awesome. So that was definitely a huge high for me. Highs and lows of streaming, that I've connected with people so much that it isn't just like, oh, okay, you live 4 blocks away, let's meet up. It's you live 1,500 miles away, let's meet up. And that's pretty stinking cool.
It's really fucking cool. I mean, I think it's also cool that like Twitch connects the world pretty much.
Yeah, buddy. You
have people from all over.
I've had invites to so many places of, hey, if you come here, you can crash on my couch. Like, I could probably do a 3-week tour of people's couches right now. You know what I mean? Just like bouncing around and hanging out. And I think that's pretty freaking cool. Like to other people, it may not sound like fun. You know, I went to a hotel or I went, and I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'll sleep on the couch. I ain't got no problem with that. So it would just be neat to immerse myself in everybody else's lives.
I kind of agree with that for sure. It's very nice to like kind of share our struggles together, you know. I love it. I love it.
And successes. I love hearing people's successes.
Yeah.
I encourage people to come into my stream and they're like, I got an A on my, college exam. Please come tell me. Like, I got a C plus. Come tell me. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, if you have a minor to major, I love that. I love hearing about it. It encourages me. I'm not even doing what they're doing, but it's like, yes, we can. We can do this. And I like to hold that we approach. I might be doing this. Like, you're not involved in my streaming and what I, put into it, but we are a community and we encourage each other. We uplift each other. That's a huge high for me. The fact that, there is a community of people that will be like, all right, I don't have money, but I'll pat your back. And sometimes that's all you freaking need is a pat on the back.
Yeah, sometimes. Absolutely. By the way, chat, if you have any questions or you want something to show up on screen, type the letter Q and then colon, space, and then whatever you want to ask Potch, and I'll pop it up on screen.
Please, I love questions. I will. You know me. I'll talk all day. So, yes, please, people, ask me anything. I'm a huge open book of transparency. I mean,
absolutely.
Maybe not 100% of everything I'll talk about, but like 87.6% I will.
Yes, Squiggles has the format correct, although turtle is not a question.
I think he wants me to share the gift that he sent to me.
Oh.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
You feed the turtle.
It
wiggles its neck. And then it says, uh-oh, gotta go potty.
Oh my fucking god.
And it poops it into this bowl. That's something I love, man. Like, the gifts that I've gotten, the random shit that I never would have thought to have, I love it. I love it. Yes,
I turned the volume down. Star asks, do you love me?
Always.
Yeah. We love the star.
Always.
How does one stream from Wizard? Wizardress.
If it's a generic question, YouTube crap out of it. How does one stream? You got to get the programs to where you can go live with Twitch and then just be you. Some people put on a fake-ass persona and go for it, and for some people it works. I'm not even knocking. People that go with this, like, made-up character and run with it.
Yeah. I think if you're going to...
If you don't tire out, go with it.
I think if you're going to be, like, VTuber business-wise, and you're not going to tire out with just being, like, a character and a persona, go for it. Like, just go for it. Go full on. But I think if you're...
I would lean more towards YouTube with that, though.
Yeah. Sure. There's a lot of different ways to stream, and I highly recommend looking up YouTube videos on how to stream. Yeah. But mostly, my biggest advice, and I went over this with Hito's interview as well, which is just like, know why you want to stream and the kind of community you want to build, and then just go from there. Uh-huh. And just go from there and have fun. Don't let anyone tell you what to do.
I think if you have an idea in your head, you will naturally start creating the avenues to get to it. If you want to have a positive community, you will create the avenues to get there and push out the negative. It'll just, if you have that focus to get to something. If you just go willy-nilly, you're going to get exactly that. You're going to get the most random of anything and everything. Yeah. So I would suggest...
Which can be both a good thing and a bad thing.
Right. Have a focus. Have a focus on... And trial and error. That's what I will say. Trial and error. Go try something. If it doesn't work, and I don't mean the numbers, but I mean if you burn out very quickly, try something else. Yeah. When I started with art. Did art for 9 months, And then I was like, I want to be a video game streamer. I streamed Destiny 2 from like 9 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Oh my
5 to 6 days a
God.
week. 5 to 6 days a week, dude.
Bless
Like
your
I was
heart.
like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I average .6 people.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's
Got no
it.
one.
No one. And then I quit. I didn't stream for a while. I stopped doing art for 6 months because I was so like, fuck. It was trial and error. When I went back and decided, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. And April was 2 years that I decided I'm going to make this happen. That's when I made that, like, I'm gonna fucking do it. Everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed. I in that first year I gained 1,500 followers because I was doing what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, with the passion that I wanted to do it in, and that was the difference. But I had to trial and error for over a year, to find out where it was that I wanted to go. So if you want to be streaming, trial and error. It's okay. It's okay if something doesn't work. Try something else. If you have a passion to be in front of the camera doing whatever you're doing, trial and error. If you want to be a comedian, if you want to be a video game player, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a hot tub streamer, whatever it is, trial and error it. When you find it, you're going to go, I've been doing this now for 2 years straight, doing graffiti art, and I still wake up loving what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Then you're doing the right thing.
So for someone that's like, how to stream, if you're looking for the technical parts of it, definitely YouTube. There's so many YouTube videos that will tell you step by step exactly how to set up your stream.
YouTube videos and having friends. Don't get sold on fucking coach streaming or any bullshit. Don't do follow for follow. Don't do support for support. Just be genuine in your interactions. Don't give in to Twitter engagement farming either. It's stupid crap.
Yeah, I was told by the guy. I think I told you this. The stream team that I'm on. Where he was just like, yeah, we can help you hit partner, but guaranteed that after you hit partner, you're gonna have a huge stream, and then the next 6 months you're gonna have 30 to 50 people in your chat at the most, and it's gonna go this huge high to this.
Nothing.
And that follow for follow, that sub for sub, that's all it is. They're gonna hit it. You're gonna see the numbers go up. Your views are gonna stay
the same afterwards.
So you grow them, to where people organically want to be there.
Yeah, I have to say I have seen exactly one good argument for partner pushes.
Huh?
Which is that, from a completely business perspective, you're not losing anything from doing a partner push. You gain the check mark and you gain the recognition, which then opens up the doors to potential like collabs and this, that, and the other thing, right? Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, maybe some people will say like, oh, you sold out, but your core community members are still going to be there. And so what? You go back to like your old numbers, like you didn't really lose anything in doing that. And I'm like, it's a good argument business-wise, and I definitely do take my streaming seriously and see it as a business completely. But at the same time, I couldn't do that to myself, never mind my viewership, my community. I don't want a partner push. I want to build a genuine community where I have 100 people in here who genuinely want to be here, average-wise. And really, I do agree with you as well, though. Coaching programs can be very helpful if you have someone who really knows a lot, but they're very expensive. Exactly, that's the problem. I feel like oftentimes the coaching programs that I see are usually ones that are either overpriced or they're like, they're trying to sell you their snake oil, and they just tell you the same 15 tips that you could probably get from a YouTube video, 3 Googles, or just literally having a conversation with a fellow content creator on like what are better practices. And obviously like not everything is going to work for everyone, but like generally speaking, put your stuff out on multiple platforms, be consistent as who you are as well. Like you can definitely get advisement type ish, like management advisement type ish, but again, they're probably not going to tell you anything that you either A of all don't already know, or B of all someone else couldn't also tell you that for you. I don't know. I'm always very sus of coaching in general, but I get it. There are better ones over the worst ones over the kind of scalpy ones. I agree completely.
Just to go right back to the partner push
Yeah,
thing,
please.
what you were saying.
Please.
Business-wise, it's a yes and a no, and I'll explain why.
Yes and?
First, I'll go the emotional part of it is the reason why I wouldn't want to do it, because going from that high to that low makes that low deeper.
Right.
And I don't want to do that to myself. That's
Absolutely.
a personal thing, like business aside. I don't want to go from a fuck yeah, there's 100 people here all the time, because you have to do it for 30 days. So in a month, you're going to get that high every time. Goes from 100 to 30 to 50, your low's going to feel like nobody was there. And so that is the reason why I don't want to. Now for the business side of it, you'll get that check mark. Yeah, you may have opportunities to collab with other artists. For me, business also has to do with sponsorships and everything else.
Yep.
Here's the thing, is that when your numbers drop back down because it was only for a month that you made that solid
They
push.
can revoke that sponsorship.
When you try and get that partner, they're going to say, how long have you had those numbers? And if you're like, oh, for 30 days, they're going to be like, no, call me back in 6 to 9 months.
Well, they can just see it on Selenium or Twitch Tracker if they really wanted to, I like the advice that...
And I didn't touch anything, too.
I like the advice that Darling Sincerest gave us last Friday, which is like sponsorships will start finding you if you talk about them on social media and stuff. Find ones that fit for you. Don't just like ask for sponsorships just to ask for them. Like do it on stuff you actually use.
A lot of the ones that you reach out for are gonna be very low end for you and more advertisement for them. I literally have 2 sponsors that I love them and I'll endorse them, but they don't really do much for me. I'm advertising for them, and people can go buy stuff from them, and I get a tiny little kickback. Where, don't get me wrong, any kickback's a nice kickback.
Sure.
For the amount of effort that I put into it, I'm working for pennies. So it's and I'm not. That's why I'm not saying what my sponsors are, because I'm not trying to diss on them. I know that there's hundreds of places that are doing this exact same model with people that don't have 20,000 followers, right? They're going, hey, you got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Here you go. We'll give you this, because why are we going to invest in someone that might not do what 100,000 person would do? So I get it. I'm business wise, I'm not dumb to it. I don't like it, but I get it. So when I hit that point, I know that there will be sponsors that are like, hey, then there will be actual money and contracts and lawyers.
Go ahead.
I was
going to say I actually just talked to Blizzbear today, who's someone I look up to as a creator, and we were talking about a bunch of different things, but one of the things was because I asked him about his appearance on Rooster Teeth, and I'm like, did you get paid for that appearance? And he's like, yes, absolutely. And if you ever get asked for a sponsorship or an appearance, talk to me and I will help you determine what is your worth, say so to speak. Don't undersell yourself. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to. I would never want to undersell myself. I should know my value, because it's a two-way street. They get something out of me, but I want to get something out of them for sure.
Well, I mean, if they're getting something out of you, you absolutely should get something out of it. It should be that two-way. It shouldn't be oh, I'm lucky enough to. It's no, just because you're Nike doesn't mean that you're better than me. I'm still a valued human being. So if you want me to be there, you need to show me the same respect and the same value that I would show you. I just think that that's one, good business, and two, that's just respecting a human being.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of a...
And it's hard to be seen as a human being when they just see you as numbers and everything else.
And I talked to they reached out to a company that does a lot of graffiti products. They do the pins, the spray cans, all the stuff that I would use, right? And I saw the quality of my work. I saw the quality of the work that the people that they sponsored. I'm like, hey, we're close, I'm doing pretty good now. I feel a lot more confident with my art. So I reached out to him. And, they got back to me and they're like, yeah, get back a hold, we're going to decline for now. And I was like, perfectly fine. Thank you so much for getting back to me. I said, just so I know, so I know what I can improve on, what I can get better at. Why is it that you guys declined? Not in an argumentative, just so I know how I can get better. And literally the only answer was the numbers.
Yep,
it was just the numbers.
I got a response.
That I was shitty. It was just you need to have, and one of them was like 20,000 here and 5,000 here and 10,000 here, and I was like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Large. Yeah, the couple of ones that I've talked to, and I actually got emails back were just like, yeah, you need this metrics, you need this amount of percentage of like interaction, etc. so forth.
They look at it as a number and who's going to come buy their products. That's what they're looking at.
Yeah,
is how many
ultimately.
people are going to buy their products. And the funny thing is that
like
I've actually
Arctic fucking PCs.
Oh god!
What a fucking train wreck! That was great. What a train wreck! All right, well, move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Left turn. Would you classify your ex as a narcissist, and how would you get over it?
Would I classify her as a narcissist? She was a severely abused human being growing up. And when I say severely, the shit that happened would make horror movies seem weak. And I knew that. And I thought that I could help. I don't know if I would classify her as a narcissist. I would classify her as somebody that had no real idea how to fully get past the trauma that they'd been through, and their only reaction was a reaction when things would happen. And when you've only known horrible things happening to you, oftentimes you do horrible things to other people. Not all the time, but oftentimes. And I as much as I look back and I'm angered at a lot of things, I'm also very understanding, maybe because of how much I've studied on the subject, that I have that compassion to go, okay, yeah, you fucked me up, yeah, you fucked me over, yeah, you did horrible things to me. But I also look at what you were taught to do in a situation, and had you been taught a different way, you probably wouldn't have done those things. So do I just go, it's okay? No, it's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. But I don't think that she was a narcissist as much as she was a hurt person that didn't know how to react in any other way besides to hurt. And so because of that, I'm glad that I'm out of that situation.
So was that your way to move on, is kind of accept like they have their own shit going on and I can feel for them, but that doesn't mean I should stick around for them?
Yeah, it was well, I mean, I'll just say it. So the person had been my best friend since I was 16, 17 years old, and had sworn off men completely and was 100% lesbian, right? That was just who she was, that's where she was, everything else. It was one day hanging out that she was just like, yeah, you're cute, I want to have kids, and you're someone I get along with, so we should have a relationship. And I'm like, at first was like, what? Huh? But was very convincing. So I was like, hey, we've gotten along at that point for 10, 11 years. I'm like, why not? But I'd never been in a relationship that way, which everything changed once the relationship happened. So the way that it ended, just to jump forward through all the shit that we went through, was, we actually were sitting down on an L-shaped couch, facing each other on the L-shape. Like, I remember these things, when there's the emotion involved. Right. Sitting down, having a very plain conversation of, we've tried and we've done as much as we could. We're, great at parenting, but we're just not good at being husband and wife. We're just not good at being in a relationship with each other. And we both agreed on that. And it wasn't a, I hate you. It was just a matter of fact. And that's, she let me know. She's like, I think that I'm, this has run its course and I want to go back to being with women because that's where I want to be. And I'm like, that's great. I'm absolutely not going to stop you from being where you want to be. You're right. We had already talked about it. This isn't something that's worked. Let's just stay friends and be good. And we actually were roommates for 9 months after that, to the separate rooms in the same house and everything else. So when I say that, like, I don't have this, like, aggressive anger, even through all the shit that I've been through, it's it's one of those things where I lived, I learned, I grew from it, I got damaged from it, that's just a part of life, and, shake hands and go the other way. I don't really have any contact with her anymore. I don't have a whole lot of discussion with her anymore, except for, talking about our daughter, and, it wasn't a friendship that I wanted to continue to pursue for multiple reasons, but one, I felt it would be disrespectful for me to be in a relationship with somebody else and keep a close relationship with an ex-wife. Not that it's like you can't be friends with your exes. There wasn't that much of a connection that I needed to fight for it. And what I have now is so amazing and beautiful. I'm like, why would I jeopardize something good for something that I know I'm going to get hurt by?
I feel that.
So that's why it was like, I don't have a problem distancing. That's totally cool. I won't hop on my phone with my ex and be like, what the fuck? I'll be cool, calm, and collect, and friendly, and joke, like we're buddies, but that's... So I don't want to pretend like I don't have, frustration or anger or hurt. Really is what it is. It's hurt from the person. But I wouldn't go as far as to label her as a narcissist. I just think that she was a very, very hurt person that hurt people. Hope that answered the question.
That's great. All right, next one from Megs. What made you try out streaming the first time?
I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Somebody mentioned it to me on Twitter and was just like, why don't you try it? And I was like, okay. Like, why not? I think in my head, I was like, I want my art to grow. I had hit a point where I was like, I want to do art and I want to make money on it. I want to make a living off of art. And I was like, I have no connections. I don't know anybody in museums. I don't know, art galleries. I don't know anybody. So how am I going to find people? And so I went to Instagram. And I started posting my art and, creating a following on Instagram. And somebody on Instagram was like, hey, you should try out Twitch. And I was like, what the fuck is Twitch? And so I started watching a little bit of Twitch, saw that there was an art section, and was just like, okay. I mean, it was, I think, to get exposure. I learned very quickly that I had no exposure because I didn't know anybody on Twitch. It took a couple months before I even got the 3 average. But it was to try and grow, being able to make a living off of art, and I didn't know any other way. So I just went for it. There was no real
That's awesome.
Come to Jesus moment. It was just like, yeah, fuck it, let's try. And if it wouldn't have worked, if Twitch wouldn't have worked, I would have gone on to something else, because I was using it as a stepping stone to grow where I was wanting to go. And quite honestly, if I got a thing from a museum saying, hey, if you quit Twitch, we'll give you $1 million to put your artwork up at the museum, I would tell you all I love you, but you know what? I like a roof over my head, and I would go be with the museum, doing art. And it's not a rude thing. Please, nobody take it as a rude thing, but feeding my daughter, taking care of Star, and keeping a roof over my head is very important to me.
I understand that completely.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, I love you guys. I love being here. I love doing this. But just like with any job, you don't go be an accountant, because you love Tim, your boss, who's a dick and is always late. You do it because, hey, this will put a roof over my head. And, there you go.
Yeah. If I can answer the question as well.
Please.
My answer is very funny because the answer is actually I didn't. The reason I started streaming is because Frankie was going to start streaming. So he got a capture card for the Switch. He's going to be an Animal Crossing streamer. Nice. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I can play the new Paper Mario and I could stream it. So then I just started deep diving into streaming, and then I started streaming instead of Frankie, and Frankie never really streamed. So it's all Frankie's fault. I stole their capture card, and the rest is history. Yeah, no, seriously, but from the get-go of streaming, I've always wanted to do something with mental health, because I was like, all right, I have this degree, I'm not going to get my licensure, but I want to do something with mental health. From the fucking get-go, I was like, I want to make sure that people know that they're never alone out there, that they matter, that they should do self-care, and that we can teach mindfulness. That's always been my start. So I've always had that in the back of my mind.
I love that you say that, because we have a similar background. but with the similar passion of the psychology and getting
Yeah.
into knowing why and people and everything else.
Hell yeah.
And I think because of what happened to my schooling, which I'm still somewhat angry and bitter, because had I not had that happen, I would be in a completely different place.
Right.
Maybe not like, my whole world would change, but like I would physically be in a different place and I would be working towards a total different thing. So I have that frustration, but I think, we were talking about the highs and lows. And I don't know why I didn't think about this saying that, but one of the highs that I had was I realized, hey, I can use some of this information that I've learned to help a lot more people than if I just did one-on-one. Like I could really, really help people. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure I told you this, but there was a point when someone came in to chat that I'd never talked to before and was just like, I'm sorry to burden you with this, but I'm done. I'm over it. And today's the day. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? They're like, I'm just going to fucking kill myself. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of life. I'm sick of everything. And on one hand, I knew that people troll. But on the other hand, everything in my brain said, you've been fucking trained for this, dude. Do something about it. Whether the person's a troll or not, why are you going to let all that information go to waste? This is what you've been trained to do. What the fuck are you doing? So I did. I stopped my stream. I stopped arting. I stopped everything. And I focused on the person and was just like, hey, let's talk about this, go through. And like, a whole bunch of shit. And they, probably about an hour, maybe 2 hours of talking with this person in chat, and other people were included. And the person was like, hey, thank you so much, and they left. So in my head, I'm like, is this a troll? Is this not a troll? Like, what's going on? About 6 months later, the person popped up in the chat. And this was one of those moments when you talk about what was a, oh my God moment. I came back in, they're like, hey, do you remember me? And I'm like, of course I remember. How have you been? Because I didn't know how to get hold of him. I didn't know what the fuck happened. They literally said, because you talked to me is why I didn't do it that day. I was like, fuck. That's when I knew this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do art. I'm going to talk to people. But I'm going to fucking be there for what I've learned how to do. Because, I'm still like tearing up right now thinking about it. This was 2.5 years ago. This was towards the beginning of my streaming. Like, it's been years, but it's still like, I still remember that feeling of just sitting there going, fuck.
It's amazing.
And that's what's kept me going, okay, cool. I'm going to do art and I'm going to do this, but I don't give a shit. Like, I don't like people just dumping, read the room. We've talked about that. But if somebody's really having a tough one, when I say my DMs are open, I mean my DMs are open. If you want to talk about it on stream, I'll talk to you about it on stream. Like, it's important. People are important enough to me that me finishing this graffiti piece is very much backseat secondary to you're going to be alive tomorrow, right? Like that to me is a huge, because I know it's real. I know people, and I'm not even going to totally get into it just because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but having to pick somebody up and carry them to the car and drive them to the ER when they're overdosing is something I know. So when someone says they're going to do something, don't fucking doubt them, even if you don't think they're going to do it.
No,
because you never know.
Absolutely.
You never know.
I think
so that was a
Yeah.
Big thing for me with streaming.
God. Specifically with suicide, I've had two very specific situations. One happened very recently where I'm pretty sure they were a troll, but all the same, we provided them like resources. I ended up timing them out because of just transphobic shit they were starting to say. But I was just like, listen, like, we provide you resources. I want you to utilize them. This is not a crisis center.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need to contact someone right now that can like professionally help you. I'm like, I am trained, but I'm not going to. And then there was another time a while ago where I did kind of do some like suicide assessment with someone live on stream. Like, I stopped my whole stream for them. Mm-hmm. And I found that to be like pretty actually toxic for me personally, because I was literally like crying and begging with this person for their life. And I was like, you know, that's not healthy for me to do, and that's not a good boundary for me to do.
I agree with that.
So I messaged them later, and I said I had a whole fucking at everyone about it as well. And I was like, listen, like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna be Crisis 101 live. It's not gonna happen, and I should have prevented it but I guess I was in just a headspace at a certain point. It just caught me. So, I'm doing better in the regards of like setting good boundaries for myself when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, I definitely don't mind people dumping in here, but like with permission,
Right. And that's one
that's
thing
the whole
that's
thing.
neat about the communities. As you build your community, I've had people the past year or so come in similar, and because of the community the people that I've attracted and have surrounded me, instead of going the way it did with that first person, which
Yep.
and like if it gets you to the point where you're crying and begging for them to do something, I can see how that can very much affect you in a way that wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
For me, when I was talking to him, I got very clinical and less. I have emotional issues to begin with, so I didn't get very much emotional. It was a matter of fact. Here we go. Here's the plan. This is what we do. But now, I've had people come in and start doing that in the community. The amount of phone numbers that popped into chat blew my mind, right? Someone was like, hey, call this number to crisis line, call this number, call. There were different numbers. I'm like,
yeah.
how many freaking numbers are there? And someone's
There's a
dropping
lot.
websites. If you don't want to talk to them, you can text them. And I'm just like, I fucking love you guys. And that's the beauty of building the community.
Listen, I have so many commands now for that kind of stuff, like RTS bots in place. It's so great.
It's beautiful.
Right.
I love it. I
love it too. All right, we're gonna go into the next question here.
Yep.
Does your streaming space around you help you get into this mindset to stream? Is it mostly for cool looks or more of a safe space to call your own?
I don't think that I would be who I am unless I was in this room fully. That's what I have. I used to stream in the living room.
Yeah.
With neighbors that could see me from their backyard, and I was way fucking subdued. Close that door right there. I'm in my fucking element. So yes, and I didn't realize it until I had a stream. This was going to be a shared space with Star and I, right? And I found that when she was sitting there off stream doing her thing, working, I was still very rigid. Having turned this room into just my stream space has made leaps and bounds difference in my mental coming in and the way that I am. Not, I don't know, sometimes I feel that I and I hate using the word stupid, because it's not stupid, but act, stupid or wild or get loud or, crazy, whatever. It's fun to me. I'm not acting this is how I would normally be, but when nobody's watching me right here, I can be more expressive in myself. And
I feel that.
So my room, this is stuff.
It's your
if
space.
it wasn't here, I would still do the same thing, but the space, the room with the door closed, for me is what changes and lets me be more free in what I do. This stuff right here behind me, it's just neat. It's stuff that I've collected, a lot of it from garage sales or thrift stores, or people have sent me. Both these bookshelves, we either got at a thrift store or found on the side of the road. Like this shelf with my stuff, we found on the side of the road. Like it isn't like this big $1 million went into this. This stuff is probably worth more than what I actually put into it, sort of thing. The stuff though doesn't change how I am. It's that closed door is what makes the difference for me. If this room was sterile white, but that door was closed, it would give me the freedom that I was looking for.
I love that. I'm not currently in a best space here. I'm in the living room and in the front room here, but it's still my space. My computer's my space, and I can really get engaged and just like lose myself in everything that's happening on screen right now for me.
And that's awesome. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but like, I asked her, like, don't come in when I'm streaming, but she'll have stuff that she needs to grab or whatever. And there will be times that I gotta watch myself, because it just happens that I'll be doing something, and the door will open, and I'm like, it's a reaction that I shouldn't have as deeply, but I'm like, oh, come on, like, stay out, like, and I'll joke around, like, I'm gonna put a fucking lock on the door. And I afterwards, I go, dude, it wasn't that serious. Like, did you have to, but for some reason, when I get into this space, I'm like, I don't want anybody to come in. Don't
oh,
come
man.
in.
I make it my brand, and I told Frankie, even if I had my own room for streaming, I want them to walk in every so often and interrupt me, because it's hilarious.
Dude, that's how Star is. when she does streaming, I'm like, do you want me to close the door? She's like, no, come in whenever you want, you know? And I think it's just the personality of the...
Yeah.
Also, if you want to get really deep on it, I'll be honest. I grew up with an older brother that loved to take all my shit.
Oh,
he
God.
loved to take all my shit. I had a custom-made surfboard when I was 12, and he found a way to bully me out of it to where he took a custom-made, which would normally, even back then, would be a $400 or $500 item,
Right.
and bullied me out of it, you know, and it would take
Ridiculous.
everything if he wanted it. And so for me, like, the Star even has helped me. I used to eat like this, because he would eat his food real fast and try and take mine. Like, it was just that sort of thing. So it's something that I'm still working through. You guys get to see so much of me working through shit, but it's that this is my space. Don't try and come in and take it. Not the stuff, but like the space. So when the door opens, I'm like, are you taking my space? You know, and it's not her fault. She didn't do it. She's the most amazing thing that's been in my life, and since, you know, like my kids and my dad and her, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, amazing. So it's not anything she did. It's just a reaction of, oh, leave me alone. So yes, to answer the question, I love my space. The space is huge for me. It's glorious for me. I'm the type of person that's the opposite of you, where like I don't want anybody to come in. You know,
fine.
each their own. Yeah.
Each their own. All right. Next question. You ready? Are you ready for the next question?
Are you gonna? I'm looking at one right now that I'm wondering if you're gonna ask it.
Spaghetti or meatball?
Why not both? Why
not both?
Okay, come on. I want both.
I want
If I gotta
both.
pick one,
Gotta be both.
I gotta
I'd
pick
pick one.
one.
I'd pick the meatball because meat.
I'm kind of with you on that. I'm a meat eater, so I'm gonna go with the meat. But I'm gonna go with both. I want both.
The Splatoon icon is freaking adorable. All right. Next. Who do you look to as far as streaming is concerned? Like, who is your streaming hero / muse? I have a few. And then I'm going to extend this question to content creators in general. Number one, Markiplier. 100%,
Okay.
without doubt. I want to interview Markiplier on Mental Health Monday. That is my penultimate goal as a creator. I want to get to
achieved.
I want to get to know Markiplier as a friend, and I want to interview him on Mental Health Monday, and I want to talk to him about content and stuff. Yeah, I want to work with him. 100%. 110%. He's awesome. He's a big
Cheers.
fucking hero to me.
What about him?
What about him?
If you don't mind, like,
Because
why is it that he's your...
He is my person to look up to, because I think everything that he has done has been very organic, very kind of like old school. Like, he's not out here, you know, being a reaction really streamer or a reaction content creator. Like, he's a horror streamer, and he does horror really fucking good and funny, and he's just straight up funny and entertaining. Like, straight up, he's a real dude, and he'll be real with you. And he does amazing like skit comedy stuff as well. Like, Markiplier in Space is coming out soon, and that's like a fucking feat. Like, I want to be able to do shit like that. I want to be able to have the funding to do shit like that. Like, have these like big ideas in my head actually come to life on a screen. So that's why I look up to him.
It's kind of awesome.
How about for you? Do you have someone like that?
No, I there's one person that pops into my head for... It's the only person that, and it's mostly this because I'm not rich, so I can't sub to everybody that I want to. But in my email just went off today that said your sub renewed, and I was like, to who? You know, because I'm like, I don't have the money to resub to people right now. It's just one, and that's he used to be the Art of Lee, and he changed his name to Large Panda. It's been, I think I have like almost a 24-month sub to him, and The thing is that I went into his channel. I forget how I found him. I don't know if I was rated in through somebody else, or I was just searching through, Twitch and found him. The dude has the ability and skills to be pompous as fuck. He just got a huge contract from Wizards of the Coast. Is that what it is?
Probably for D&D.
Yeah,
Wizards
huge.
Coast.
To the point that he quit streaming for would do like 1 or 2 a month because he was so like character development for them. The dude's art,
That's amazing.
for what he does is insane. How fucking good he is. Like, and he worked in that before he quit and started working for himself to do freelance. So he has, in my opinion, he has the skills, the talent, and the resume to be fucking pompous. To be, I am the shit. I know I'm the shit. I've been the shit, and I'm going to continue being the shit. He is one of the most humble fucking dudes that I've met in a long time. He'll draw something in 2 hours that I couldn't dream of doing, even learning in the next 2 years. And I'll just be like, how the fuck did you do that? And he's just like he'll literally just be like, oh, I just threw it together. It's a lot of practice. And he's super humble. He's funny. He's, an enjoyable person to be in the stream. You don't realize that you've been in there for 3 hours and you're like, holy shit, I've been in here 3 hours. And he puts so many of the people in his stream first. He tries to read every bit of chat. He, the things that I emulate and try and do, I've learned probably 40% of my streaming from this one person. And it wasn't something intentional. I wasn't looking for somebody to be like, okay, mentor me. I really wasn't. I just was trying to learn streaming. And he just the way he does it trips me out, that he can be so kind and so generous with what, like, and it's not money, but like his time and his personality and who he is, and just the way he gives himself on stream is that he's just doing himself. He isn't putting on an act. He isn't putting on a show. I've, been fortunate enough to talk to him off stream, and I'm like, you are the same freaking dude, both places. And he's just so open and encouraging to everybody. Like, he's the one that got me I do challenges, monthly art challenges. He does them, so keep in mind, in my opinion, his art level is here. People will throw in their art that are beginners, and he will go over it, and if they ask for critique, he will. If they don't, he just is like, I love what you did, and he'll pick something about their art to compliment them on and help push them to keep going. If they ask for critique, he will give the most polite critique I have ever fucking heard, right? So, like, anyway, not to just keep going on about it, but because of the way that he is and the way that he's been, he doesn't do graffiti art, you know what I mean? He isn't in my genre of art. We're very much different. But watching the way that he interacts with the people that come to see him is an inspiration to me, and it showed me this is, you can be loving and kind and caring to people, and it isn't this cutthroat world of Twitch. You can just be you and be caring, and it's helped mold some of the way that I stream. And so because of that, if we want to boil it down to one person, that would be the one. There's a lot of other people that I look up to, or that I look at and admire. For you, there is a defining moment that I was like, fucking Waba. There was a defining fucking moment that I was like, holy shit, this dude, this is where I want to fucking be. So I'd been to your mental health Mondays. I'd seen you do gaming, and just like, okay, cool, you're doing your thing. I love the mental health Mondays. Like, you do your gaming. I came into your stream one day. This, I don't know, months ago, a year ago. I don't remember exactly, but it was a little while ago. You were just having fucking fun. Like, you were like, I don't give a shit who's looking. You were yelling about this. You're being laughy and giggly about this. You're making voices and accents and fucking going to town. But I looked at it and was just like, I was just watching your stream just like, this fucking dude doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. Like, that's freedom as shit right there. That was my, like, defining Waba moment, where I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out. This is my people
Aww.
right here. I'm gonna learn from like, and I do. I'm like, you know what? I've thought about, what would Waba do?
Aww.
It's like that. Like, do I want to be silly or do I want to hold it back? Like,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna fucking go for it because I had so much damn fun in your chat that day, and I was quiet. I remember I was quiet as shit because I was just like, huh? Yeah, like it was just it was so fucking free, and I'm telling you this for two reasons. One, because I've been a fan of yours for a while.
Aww.
Two, because I think it's important for people to know, like, someone might not say it, but you can change people by being yourself, not
Yeah.
like smalling things down. And if you think I'm being too crazy, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you were going nuts with some accents that I was like, get it, like this is cracking me up. I think at a certain point I grabbed Star. It was just like, so there's a
It was
number
probably
of people.
Elmo and something else.
Actually, it wasn't. You may have
Joker.
thrown some Elmo, but no, it was Oh, what was the accent? I haven't heard you do it since, but it was.
Oh.
It was extra, and I love extra. Like, I fucking love
I know
extra.
you're talking about. It was on my Pokemon stream, and I had two cameras. I had two faces on, and I was just
You were going to
Pokemon!
Yes.
Frankie, why do you shush me?
Yes, this.
I am the one who streams.
Yes. And I love that.
Cool.
I love that. If you ever think, like anybody, and I'm talking to everybody that's listening, if you ever think when you're streaming, nobody's going to like this, there's somebody waiting for you to do that shit. There's somebody waiting for it. I didn't know I was waiting for Waba to do that, but I was fucking waiting for Waba to do that. So you have definitely helped me with realizing, you know what, dude, I had such a blast. And then in my own streams, when I would tell myself, all right, calm down, like, don't go too extra. I've started going, like, an extra, and it's helped me. It's helped me with my mental state of being able to be who I am. You can ask Star, I'm extra as fuck. I like it. It's funny. It's fun. Not mean to people, but just being extra. And it really opened my eyes up to, if I had that much fun, why am I not doing that? And so, like, it was a huge help for me. And I never said anything to you, but you
There, I added it as a
definitely
reward
been
now.
Here.
You're welcome.
You've been here for, goodness, what was that, like 6 months ago, 9 months ago, something like that? Like, it's been a while. So
It was quite a while ago.
it doesn't matter. Like, for me, it isn't a huge number of people. It isn't a small number of people. That doesn't matter to me. It's the people that have influenced me or helped me, like with my streaming. It's the people. There's some people that have 26,000 people where I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Some people that, I hit affiliate 3 months ago. They still do things that help me out.
All right, on to the next question.
Star kind of asked the same kind of question there.
We have other questions. All right. Question might be a bit too specific, but what happens if someone knows what they want to stream and want to talk on stream, but has social anxiety because of the way they sound? Someone can sound like women on the phone. Someone can sound like men on the phone. I happen to fall into one of these categories. I looked at this question before, and I was like cooking up a response the whole time as well. My personal response of this is, if you're very distressed about your voice, you can do voice coaching. But the other answer to this is, your voice is your voice. And it definitely can suck a lot, especially if you're trans and you want your voice to sound a different way. Yeah, VTubing is also a good option as well if you have like face anxiety stuff or like, you know. But either way, your voice is your voice, and like people kind of have to like deal with it, you know. Like if someone like is really rude enough to come into your stream and be like, "Oh my god, you sound like a meh." Like you sound like a girl, you sound like a boy. Like A of all, that's fucking transphobic and sexist. Like just ban that person. And second of all,
Don't want them
like,
in your chat.
people shouldn't be there just for your voice. Although I know people can be in there for your voice, and maybe people like your voice. Like hell, I've had people tell me like this is the highest compliment I've gotten. Is like I've fallen asleep to your streams, Waba,
Right?
because your voice is just so
Right?
relaxing. And I'm like,
Right?
damn, I didn't think so, but thank you.
Dude, I can second that. That is a trip. If I may add to, one, if someone's going to mess with you about your voice in chat, you don't want them there.
Yeah.
If they're going to make fun of you, they're not part of your community. They're a dick. You don't need that. So I learned also, ban people. It's okay. Oh no, I lost a viewer. Okay, you didn't want them. I would rather have less viewers of people that want to be there than a lot of viewers and half of them don't like me. Just don't let it be there.
This is a sad fact of Twitch, is that there will always be another viewer to replace that viewer.
There will. The other thing is I started watching my own VODs. I did it specifically because I heard my voice and was just like, ugh. I have an underbite and I speak nasally. Right? So I hear myself and I'm just like, dude, what? Why? What? But I did it for a purpose. I did it because I would watch my VODs till my voice became a little bit more normalized in my own ears and I stopped being angry and thinking I sounded like an idiot. It became a normal voice. Like, you can hear people that talk odd, not the norm Brad Pitt style, and you're fine with them. Right? They're your friends that speak a little bit differently, or somebody that you're fine with them. You have no problem with them. But you hear your voice, and you're like, hey, normalize your voice. Normalize it. Whether you sound like a male or a female or whatever. I found this works for me, so it may not work for you, but I hope it does. If you listen to over and over and over, and you start normalizing it, and then realize that while you may think it sounds funny, a lot of people still come in and say hi and want to hang out, and you're the one that doesn't like your voice, they obviously don't have a problem with it.
Right.
If that makes sense. I've had people say, like in chat, like, oh, I love coming in here because I love listening to your voice. And I'm like, well, why? I don't say it, but in my head, I'm like...
In your head, you're like,
what?
But why though?
Yeah, and then that thing, I've fallen asleep to listening to you is like, I have nightmares, but they're not. Like it is a huge compliment.
Absolutely.
And I think we're more critical on our own voice than just about anybody else's. So just for that question, you might not like it. Realize that might be a 100% personal thing. You could have people that your voice is like beautiful harpsichord to their ears. They hear you and they hear, yes, a chorus of angels. They hear it and they're just like, I love this. So keep that in mind. I mean, people compliment me on my voice. In my head, I'm like, you okay? But then they keep coming back for the same reason. I'm like, well, apparently somebody likes my voice,
Yeah.
So just normalize it and understand that people like it.
Next. What is the sweetest thing a fan has done that didn't make you feel like you were on a pedestal? My answer to this is not gonna be helpful, I feel, but I mean, I don't think it's a question to be helpful with, but like, my answer literally is just like, whenever I've started stream and I've told people I'm feeling low, my community was there for me to help lift me up and help listen to me and just tell me that I matter, I care, and I am making a big and positive impact on their life. And that is the most wholesome shit that I could ever ask for, and I'm just eternally grateful whenever those moments do happen, whether it's in the middle of stream or at the start of stream. That's the sweetest thing that my fans have done for me.
That's beautiful. I can second that. That's, yeah. Community will be there even when you don't think they're going to be. You'll be surprised. Go, yeah, I'm just not feeling it today, and you'll have a chorus of people going, what can we do to help you?
All right.
How can we support you? You got this. We believe in you.
I mean, like today, I really dropped the ball. I feel for you three, and I didn't get a poster out until this morning.
Oh. And coming from a person that may have been like, "Oh, you didn't promote," I'm telling you, Waba, you're good. You got a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
You don't need to try and be perfect. Be just who you are, and if that means that it goes out later, it didn't go out because you forgot when. Okay, love you.
I love you too. Not a question, but I hope you both have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful day, Wizardress. Thank you so much for the comment. No, we do appreciate it, obviously. I very much appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Zypress, how do you stop from venting about personal issues on stream, especially about Star or Frankie, as they are watching or able to hear? I think I was about to say, this is a pretty easy question, but I'll say this. Fundamentally, I don't really have issues with Frankie, and if I have issues with Frankie, I will talk to Frankie about those issues, and then we'll resolve them. And there's no argument, there's no personal event to really be had. And yeah, it's kind of how it goes. Like, obviously it's not a perfect relationship. Yeah, we have our like fights, I suppose, but like not even, it's just discussions. You know? So
a relationship is an up and down, ebb and flow. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's motion, you know, so that is sort of like the perfect, you know, it's not going to be puppy dogs and hummingbirds every second of the day. It's relationships that they're like that. For me, I learned this a long time ago. And follow with me on here. Not straight, like you have a boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Right.
And the boyfriend does something that makes the girlfriend mad. So the girlfriend says to her brother, "I did this, fucking blah, 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 blah," right? Because you want to vent. Make up. He's sweet as can be. He's nice and he treats her like great, but she doesn't go vent those same things. So the next fight they have, that goes to her brother, blah, 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 blah. All that brother is going to get is that this dude's a douche and not see the good and happy, just the repeated negative things. And when she tries to bring him over for Thanksgiving, the brother's like, "I'm going to fucking hit him with the turkey." Right? So it creates a toxic environment.
Right.
If I was to sit on stream, which I don't use stream to vent. I mean, I've talked about real, internal issues, but I don't use it to vent. Just to vent about Star, to me, that would be like hugely disrespectful to her.
Yes, exactly.
In my opinion. If I'm not discussing this with her, I sure as fuck shouldn't be discussing it with a group of people on the internet.
Also, if you're not discussing it with her, like, why are you in a relationship? Like, why bother? Because I feel like at that point, you're just using a relationship for content and drama.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And why would I build my community to dislike the person that I love and live with? You know, like, to me, there's 0 point to that. There's 0 point to that.
Exactly. So, if anything, my community loves Frankie more than they love me, but...
Dude, the fact that I was like, Star's gonna stream on Wednesdays, and I had someone come in Tuesday and be like, "Oh, it's not Wednesday. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow." And I'm like, "Fuck you," you know? But it's if there's gonna be a problem, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm not gonna roast her out in front of people and make her look bad. I care way too much about that woman than to make her look bad to other people. Like,
that's some content drama baiting shit. Like, if you want to see that shit, watch Jerry Springer. You know.
Thank you, which we used to until I realized I could get banned for it.
All right. So you didn't, right? Wank. What's the best fruit in your opinion? Mango. Next question.
Fruit? Is that the question? Best
fruit?
Best
fruit. The answer is mango.
Most fruit makes me throw up, so I have a hard time eating it. I go with cherries.
Ooh, cherries.
It's one of the few things that I can eat without getting sick.
Best fruit is strawberries. I'm allergic to strawberries.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I discovered that one way too late. Like, it's very minor. It's just like buzzy. I'm like, when you eat strawberries, are you supposed to get a buzzy feeling in your mouth? And people are like, no.
No, you're not.
I was like, oh, because that happens every time I eat strawberries without fail.
I don't mean to laugh, but am I supposed to swell up and look like this? No. No.
Hey Theo, welcome in. Hot peppers, yeah, obviously, best fruit. What does Potch think of Markiplier?
I think he's a fucking genius.
Yeah,
I've watched a lot of him. He does him really well, and I agree with you. I think he's just genuinely who he is on
literally, he is.
And I
And
fucking love it.
I've seen him grow. I was there for like when he was at 20K, and literally his 20K thank you video was like, "Hey, what's up? We like reached 20K. That's awesome. But let's keep it going. Like share this video with 5 of your friends, and have those 5 friends share it with 5 of your friends. It'll be awesome. And then they can all see like Markiplier be, funny and whatnot and stuff. Like if they want to, obviously, of course. Like no pressure, but like, yeah."
Yeah, no, I think he's great. I think he's someone that definitely, if you watched and followed along and looked at his growth, could probably be very beneficial to any streamer or YouTuber or social media person out there.
It takes a long time to get established, so keep it going. If you could have the singing voice of any musical artist, who would you pick? I don't know, honestly. I have a few in mind, but I really do like my singing voice. Like, I know it can be it's not consistent sometimes, but I do like my own voice. Sad to say. Maybe if I had to choose, I would just say like whatchamacallit, I would say Freddie Mercury maybe. But
I would have. There's nothing wrong with loving your own voice. Nothing wrong with it. Don't apologize for that. Be like, I fucking love my voice. I want mine.
Well, I'm apologizing for the question's sake, because I'm like, I don't think I have a good answer for this.
Okay. See, I would want to have Star's voice. She sings like a fucking angel. That's why when we do the birthday song, I might be lip syncing, but I'm living through her at that moment. I don't know if you've heard Star sing, but she's fucking beautiful voice.
I haven't. I want to.
Oh my goodness, dude. It's glorious.
Next. What would you do if money wasn't an issue?
Same thing I'm doing now.
Yeah, same, honestly.
I love what I'm doing. I absolutely love what I'm doing.
I would do a combination of stream, and then I would like probably try to edit more and learn more about editing, probably do more networking stuff. Like I'd actually have the time and like thought power to interact and do like 100 Twitter interactions a day and stuff like that, and post on Instagram like consistently and have like a schedule for myself.
See, and that's the thing for me, is because I hired Star as my social media manager. Mm-hmm. She literally does that stuff. I mean, I'll pull up Twitter at the end of the day and see like 20 responses to something I said, and I'm like, but I haven't been on Twitter all day. What the fuck is this? And so I'll look. She because she knows my personality so well, she'll put stuff on Twitter that she knows that I'll fucking say, and I look at it and go, yeah, that's me. Like I know I didn't write it, but that's me. Like she doesn't create a different persona or put like she awesome. Actually puts shit that I would say because she knows me so well. And I realized because of that, anybody, if you're hitting the point that you're looking for a social media manager, I strongly suggest find somebody that knows you well, or your personality on social media is going to change, because they will put what they think that you like or what they like. If you find somebody that knows you very, very, very well, or get to know that person very well, then, because there's posts that I do, there's posts that she does, but if you look at it, it's all almost the same.
Yeah.
Because she knows it's something that either I've said in passing. She posts stuff that I'll say, make a ridiculous comment on Saturday, and I'll see it on a tweet on Tuesday. And I'm like, I fucking love you. Like, she literally will take and write down, I can't believe you said this shit, and then tweet it. It's perfect. But it's worth it as you grow, because this is so time consuming. Doing this is ridiculous. Me and her used to take off 3, maybe 4 days a month. I'm talking like full 8, 10, 12-hour days, because it is extremely time consuming to be on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, Facebook,
it is. It's
stream, Any other social media platforms, it's crazy. I mean, we both work still 8+ hours a day. And when it was just me, I was getting up and starting work at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and she would rip me out of my office at 8, 9 o'clock at night.
See, I would love to be able to like do that full time and just like network with people on Twitter and do Instagram stuff and everything. Because I like physiologically, intellectually, I intellectually know what to do, but it's just like I don't have the energy for it because I have a full-time job I have to work. And like I'm very lucky that my full-time job I don't actually have to work full-time hours necessarily, but still it's a stressor. What's your favorite vegetable? Potato.
Vegetable. Mine is the one that people make fun of me for because it's nothing but water. I love iceberg lettuce.
I like lettuce too.
It's just encapsulated water. I fucking love it.
All right, next.
It's easily my favorite vegetable.
What is a universally beloved film that you don't like? I can't answer this properly because I haven't seen many films. But I imagine that I probably wouldn't enjoy the Godfather if I watched it. Maybe I would. Who knows?
I think it was overrated personally.
Hey, there you go.
Great acting. I just didn't really care for the movie. For the time, it was. I can see why it has the fame that it does. It just was like.
Like, yeah, I guess iconic, but like it's like one of those nostalgia things.
I watch a lot of movies. Oh, Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Yeah, so with Mimosa dude, whatever, the big sexy buff dude with all the tattoos and long hair that's like hot, that guy, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I have, because I love comic book movies, so I have tried to watch that movie about 8 times and I've never made it through to the end. I still have yet to know how that movie ends.
Damn.
And if you like it, I'm not hating. Like, I just don't. I fall asleep. And I'm telling you, I will put on the Justice League with Batman and Superman and all that, the 4-hour extended one starting at 1 in the morning. I will stay up till 5 to watch that whole thing because it intrigues me.
Oh, yeah.
I will put on Aquaman at 8 o'clock at night and be asleep by 9.
I love you.
So, that's just, if
follow
I gotta
up.
pick one, that's it.
What do you think of Jason Momoa?
I think he's fucking hot, dude. I don't give a shit. That dude is good looking fucking dude.
Oh, he is.
I don't care how jealous people are, man. That dude, fuck.
Is this the sexy fucking Pochipo? Yes, Pochipo.
Yo, what's going on, Buck? Love you, man.
What's an underrated movie you think should get more recognition? I don't know.
I always thought Napoleon Dynamite should have been bigger than it was.
Yeah, true.
I love that movie. I don't
know
him. He's the only person I've ever fanboyed out when I met him, and I'm like, what just happened? I told him straight to his face, "You're my hero," and then got awkward and walked away. I don't know what the fuck happened to my brain.
Who should cast as Aquaman instead of Momoa if you can direct a remake of the movie?
No one. I thought he fit the part well.
So no one. All right. Next question.
I just didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't his fault. I just didn't like the movie.
What's the biggest lesson life has taught you so far?
Fucking be yourself. Fuck everybody else that doesn't like you.
Yep. 100%. I agree with that.
Easy breezy.
Easy. Just
be you. Enjoy. You know what? All those people that don't like you, you know where they're going to be in 5 years? Who knows? Because they don't like you. They're far away from you. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, be you. Enjoy you. At the end of your life, are you going to look back and go, did I make everyone happy or did I make
I make me happy? Exactly.
So why don't you start making you happy now? Now, if making you happy is a serial killer, please don't make you happy. I'm just saying, like, the things that you enjoy doing, as long as they're healthy, you do them.
I mean, if you're going to be a serial killer, at least kill people that deserve it.
Dexter, I see where you're going.
What is something you look forward to every single day? You, chat.
Star.
I look forward to my community. I look forward to Frankie. I look forward to my cats.
I love doing what I do.
Same.
I've worked a lot of jobs. I've owned businesses. I've talked about in my stream. I've had the American dream with making a shit ton of money and having all the things that make you look fancy, and I've been homeless. I've lived a lot of a life, right? I'm an older dude. Where I'm at now, getting up, doing art, waking up next to a beautifully amazing person that I getting to see my daughter every day. That's what makes me happy. That's why I'm content being in the space that I am. I don't feel the need and draw that I have to go somewhere else to be happy. I'm happy. I found what makes me happy for the first time in 40 years.
God, I feel that.
I'm very fucking happy with, do I want more money so that I don't have to worry about not making rent? Yes, that would make it a little bit better. But if you want to really talk about what's important, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy you're happy. Is a Pop-Tart a calzone or a ravioli?
It's both.
It's both. If you suddenly woke up in the 1800s, what modern invention would you miss the most? Electricity? Toilet?
Flushing the toilet. I've actually thought about that. They had a job position of wiping the king's butt, and it was considered honorable. I don't know where you live. I'm not wiping someone's butt going, I have honor. I'm going, yeah, I'm a shit wiper. No, I want running water and toilet paper.
If you could meet any historical figure for one whole day, who would that person be? Dinner's almost ready.
Ross?
Bob Ross? Yeah.
He was a really nice guy. I would just
really
love to meet
nice
him for
dude.
the nice, that nice personal connection.
Hell yeah. I don't know who I would meet historical figure-wise.
I don't know if he's considered historical, but he is to me.
I think he is. Warm weather is coming. 4 wheels or 2? I drive a car personally, so I've never been on a motorcycle.
I was going to. I was actually going. I had already signed up for classes to get my motorcycle license because in Hawaii you can drive year-round because it's funny. And a good friend of mine, about a month before I got into the classes, was hit on the freeway, and he'd been driving a motorcycle. He was retired for 30 years. And so he was doing everything right. He had all the protective gear, everything else, and ended up losing a leg. And I canceled my classes and said, I have kids. It wasn't his fault. Nothing was his fault. Somebody hit him. He was being as safe as humanly possible.
Because cars don't see motorcycles.
And he got fucked up. So simply because of I have kids and I want to live as long as humanly possible, science permitting 400 years, I don't even really go in cars that much because of my car accident. So we'd go 4/2.
4/2.
Just for the steel protected, but
sure.
I actually prefer walking.
Good for you. Favorite concert you've been to? I haven't been to any concerts. Actually, no. I was at I wasn't at a Star Bomb concert. Shit. No, I don't know. I don't have a quick answer for that, personally.
Me, off the top of my head, 4. Sublime, Pearl Jam, Tool, or NoFX. Those are my hands down. Loved every one of those concerts.
Would any of you enjoy being a king? No.
I would be the most live in the regular houses with everybody else king you ever met. I don't like the pedestal thing.
Yeah, I don't like pedestals.
I would joke around on the throne. I'd probably tag it. The throne would probably be tagged up with spray paint, and then I would live down in the village.
Yeah. Do you think this Splatoon universe might actually become reality someday? Which part of it? Like Squid Kids? Or
Splatoon
the technology?
Universe?
I don't know much about Splatoon. I know a little bit, but not much.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Alright, I can't answer it. If you could become an animal, which kind of animal would you be from Lily?
A monkey.
Monkey?
I got a monkey tattooed on my arm, and this whole entire sleeve is going to be all monkeys. I love monkeys.
I probably would be a dog because I have a dog personality, Frankie says, but I want to be a cat.
Because you get treated like royalty, and you can still be an asshole. Sorry.
Oh no, Theo, no, that's racist. No, please, no. I feel like I have to delete that comment. I feel like I need to delete that.
And I know Theo good enough to know that he's not being racist. I love you, Theo. I love you, man.
Ooh, that's on the fucking cuff. That's on the fucking cuff.
Yeah, because of skin tone, it might push it a little bit, but I totally get what you're saying, and I don't take it offensive, and it's funny. I'm laughing.
I'm laughing too, but I don't think I should be.
I've been called a little monkey before, and it took me a second by somebody else, and I looked at him like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" You know, because then, and then I realized that they were just like they were referring to me as like a kid mentality.
Playful.
You know, like you're a little monkey. You know, and that's what they called their kids, and their kids aren't black; they were white, and they just, my little monkey. And I realized, oh, okay, you weren't just doing that, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, whoa,
yikes. Apparently, this Platoon universe is human extinction caused by rising sea levels and subsequent evolution of some sort of aquatic species as the new humans, not necessarily squid kids.
I mean, I'm gonna live to be 400, so I wouldn't be a part of that.
I don't think it'll happen. No. All right. Anyway, your dinner is almost ready, or maybe it is ready.
It smells so good in this house right now.
Oh, what is for
I
dinner?
wish I could share it. It's pre-seasoned, these huge chicken thighs, but like the seasoning, it's I'm sitting in here talking to you, just like.
Fuck yeah! All right, Potch, go to dinner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight again. Fucking honored.
I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you. Dude, I'm honored. Like, I'm beyond
honored.
Fucking honored, dude. Like, I love this. And I know we talked about it last time. When I say yes, it's not because I can't say no. It's because I want to fucking say yes. So, anytime you want to hang out on stream, I am down.
On stream, off stream, I'm down for it.
Fuck yeah. On stream, off stream. Come on over. There's an extra room. We got to blow up matches. I mean, fucking hang out, dude.
I'll come over later when I have the money for that shit.
Bring Frankie though.
I will.
Inclusive. We're always inclusive.
And happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah, I gotta share
green.
it with the
Celtics.
Even got a fucking clover on it and everything.
Rondo.
Right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, man.
Thank you.
Bye.
Come catch Waba live only on Twitch.
Oh, that was so much fucking fun. Oh, that was so fun. It's always a fun time with Potch. Let's get one more heckin' shout out for this dude. You're still here, St. Patrick.
Hi, welcome to my stream. Today we're gonna have Fulton talks about shoving shoes.
It's Pikachu! Pikachu!
Did you just say welcome to my stream where we talk about shoving shoes up the butt? Excuse me? The fuck was that clip?